your services or your products. So if you want to talk to us, if you want more details, please call us on 05. Okay, let me use this number. Let me call us on 024 6678 615. 024 6678 615. And Janice, please, every morning for this week, keep reminding me.
Okay.
Because this is one of my biggest assignments for the week. And I'll need to and test our audience to see if indeed somebody will avail himself or herself so that we can do business with him or her. The number again is 024 66 78 615. Obogu, let's get straight into the stories. What's happening?
Alfa, so the National Commission on Culture has appealed to Dr. Frank Amwakohene, the Ashanti Regional Minister, to facilitate the renovation and completion of 2 critical building projects at the Kumasi Cultural Center. Mr. Wakefield Wisdom Ekuako, the Executive Director of the NCC, who made the appeal, noted that the Kumasi Cultural Center currently has 2 outstanding halls that need completion and renovation.
Okay.
The projects include the renovation of the Apatakesie Hall and the completion of the amphitheater, both of which are expected to enhance film premieres, host concerts, and inspire creatives through the organization of workshops. Mr. Ekuako made the appeal when he led a team of officials from the NCC and management of the Ashanti Regional Center for National Culture to pay a courtesy call on the minister at the Regional Coordinating Council. The visit was to deepen the relationship between the CNC and the RCC as partners in fostering cultural development through the good leadership and collaboration.
So let's move away from that and deal with a sad story coming through this morning. So, Janice, the update we are getting, unfortunately, is that fire has got some temporary wooden structures at Afo Nkwanta here in the Ashanti region, particularly within the Oforikrum constituency. Now, the fire outbreak, we are told, has destroyed several temporary wooden structures at Afo Nkwanta. It's an area within the Ashanti region occupied by scrap dealers, leaving many counting their losses. Now, the blaze, which broke out on in the late hours of Saturday, January 17, rapidly spread through the makeshift wooden stores due to the highly combustible nature of the materials used in their construction. And you know what? Eyewitnesses say the fire started suddenly and intensified within minutes, forcing traders and residents to flee to safety. Items including scrap materials, tools, and personal belongings were razed by the inferno.
That's very unfortunate. But Alpha, on the same Saturday, the Minister for Interior and Member of Parliament for the Asawase constituency, Alhaji Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak, was also in the region. He called for a collective and decisive action to strengthening security across the Ashanti region. He made the call during the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council's New Year retreat with their metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives in Nkarie on Saturday. The retreat was held under the theme Retreat, Reorganize, and Redirect towards the Reset agenda. Addressing the gathering, the Interior Minister emphasized the critical role of MMDCEs in ensuring peace, safety, and stability within their respective jurisdictions. He expressed concerns over the rise of violent crimes, particularly incidents involving firearms, and urged local government leaders to take the lead in prompting key security initiatives, especially the gun amnesty program.
So that is what is coming in from the quarters of the Interior Minister, who also doubles as the Member of Parliament for the people of Asawase constituency. He's my Member of Parliament, indeed. So there was a write-up, a short write-up that somebody wrote on Facebook. I'm trying to look for it, and I think he was talking about the simplicity of the Minister of Interior. You know, usually our ministers are not very simple in the way they do their stuff. And this is what he said. It was by Kwame Sapon Asiedu. I think he's a member of the CDD. And he said, and I quote, I want to read it to you so that you know exactly what he said. He said, I was on the last flight from Kumasi yesterday and observed something. The interior minister was on the flight as well and went through the same process as any other passenger. He boarded the bus to the flight with us and got on the bus when we arrived in Accra. He went through the arrival like all of us with his knapsack on his back and walked out through the normal arrival. No siren, no bodyguard, just Muntaka as Muntaka. Optics say a lot to me, and humility is sexy. So that's what Mr. Kwame Sapon Asiedu said. And I think that is something that some members of this government are doing, which I think is worth commending. The way they have simplified things, some of them, not all of them. And this example is that of Muntaka, who this individual is saying that they were on the same flight. He went through the same process with his backpack on his back, at his back, sorry, and there was no bodyguard, no siren. He's just normal going through the normal process with other. It shouldn't have been a big deal, but you know, in Ghana, that's not how our ministers behave.
Yes. Yes.
And so when somebody does it in that manner, it looks very like when you are there, you are like, oh, this is nice. So it's something that, and I think that the president himself, in one or the other, has also demystified or simplified what it means to be a president. And it looks as if some of his ministers are also following suit, even though some of them are still in their own kind of world. But it's commendable that some of them are, because you see, when you do some of these things, just like you said, the optics matter. People see you to be part of them. And it's like you are approachable. If they have any concern in that moment, they can share it with you. They see you to be part of them and you understand what they are going through. Do you get the point? So it's good. And we hope that it will continue. And hopefully some others will also join in so that we'll make things, it's simple. It's not giddy to be a minister. Elsewhere, prime ministers and ministers are boarding public transport to work. Some people are riding bicycles.
Not in Ghana.
Hey, in Ghana, Charlie. Okay, I don't know, but hopefully things will change. That will be all for Ashanti in Focus this morning. Janice, thank you very much for coming through with the update.
Thank you.
And we have some matters to deal with. Have you been following the MPP campaign, Obogu?
Alpha.
Have you been following?
Yes, I said it is one of the things that I am excited about this year.
It gives you joy.
Yes.
Why?
So I've been counting.
Why are you
down
excited
the
about
weeks
it, though?
to the MPP primaries.
Why are you excited about it?
Are you not? Because ultimately, I want to see who is going to win. I want to see how the NPP is going to come back and reorganize themselves after the primaries. And I also want to see if washing their dirty rags in public as we've seen them doing over the past. And I want to see how they are even going to comport themselves on the day, on the 31st.
On the election day itself.
Yes, because people have made rigging allegations so far that the party is planning on rigging the elections in favor of one particular candidate.
Interesting. That candidate, he has suffered everything.
So now I'm thinking, if it goes the other way, and the people from the camp making the rigging allegations, if they win, Are they also going to say that the elections were rigged?
You know, there was a politician who told me that if we are approaching election and a party functionary or a member of another political party begins to talk about the plan by some parties to rig the election, maybe it's a plan they are hashing, but they want to shift the focus. So you'll be focused by the time you realize they have done it.
Like when you are doing something evil, you assume that.
Yeah, so sometimes you shift the focus that individual. So
let's just say the person that you are tipping to win doesn't win, and you win. Would that mean
that would be very, very interesting, though. I think that, you see, every scenario will be interesting.
Yes.
Every scenario that is going to play out in that election is really going to be interesting.
That is why
I think on the basis of that,
excited.
we need to. Pardon?
I said that is why I'm excited.
That is why you're excited.
Because people have also threatened that if they don't win, they are not going to come.
Also come up, and that is likely to also affect the party. But you see, there's a point where parties in opposition get tired of staying in opposition, and regardless of the divisiveness, they will forge ahead and say, let's prosecute this and win this election.
I was making this point in an argument. Somebody from Kennedy and Japan's camp almost beat me. But
no, you see, in 2016, the MPP had issues. These issues ordinarily could have derailed their ability to win. But you see, they stayed in opposition for 8 years and they got tired of opposition. And the party were like, regardless of what you do, regardless of whatever is happening, we are going to forge ahead and win this election. And they won it. There is a point where parties get tired of opposition. NDC got tired of opposition in 2024. And regardless of what will have happened, they will have contested the election in the way they did to secure the victory. So, it doesn't matter what happens. You can say, oh, I will not campaign. Maybe this year or the first election or maybe this election, it may affect them. But if it is 8 years, especially the 8 years thing, the parties, regardless of who says we will campaign, we will not campaign, the grassroots, everybody will come together and do what they have to do to ensure that the party comes back to power.
That is why I think opposition is good. Opposition is very good sometimes because as a party, you need to sit back sometimes and have a retrospection of your policies, of the things, of your attitude in government, and check if there are flaws that you need to fix, whether in your party or whether how you appear to your general public. So I think opposition is good for the NPP at this time of their lives. But I'm just praying that whatever happens, the elephants will rise again.
Are we live on Facebook? Okay, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube as well.
Yes.
Okay, so please, you can join the conversation. Janice Opoku Ajiman is really upbeat.
Like the elephant is struggling. So.
The elephant is a bit weak, I'm sure by now he's lying down. He's taking a nap. Maybe he's okay. Wadia is telling us that the elephant is starving.
Oh, they are not starving yet. They are not starving yet. If they were, someone wouldn't be making threats not to campaign.
So this morning, we'll spend some time on that to look at the possible scenarios and how it's going to affect the MPP. Imagine Dr. Yawadichum wins. How would that change the circumstance of the party?
That would be a huge surprise.
Imagine Kwabena Japan wins. Imagine, what's the name of the guy? Brian Echampo. Imagine Kennedy Japan as the party's flag bearer, which is a very, very likely possibility. I don't know if the English have spoken it well, but let's leave it at that. It's very likely.
Yeah.
And imagine if DMB wins. What's going to happen? With all the things that the parties or they themselves have said about each other, some people have said some other group are NDC annex. Some people have said, when you vote for this guy, forget about winning an election. He's never going to be able to win. So it'll be interesting. If that candidate emerges winner, what would the messaging be? Would that person be part of the campaign? And if you're part of the campaign, what would you say to the Ghanaian people? Someone you said to us that he's never going to be able to win victory for the MPP. How are you going to be able to campaign for him to win? Because you now knew that he was not going to be able to win. At what point did you have a change in mind? So all of these things, we will be discussing them. And we'll still continue with the academic exercise we started last week. Last week we looked at some of the key proposals by the Constitutional Review Committee. But then we limited the discussion to some of the things they said about the presidency and largely governance. This morning, we'd like to pay attention to some other things. They've talked about we having a campaign period.
Yeah.
More or less, we shouldn't use the entire year for campaign. No, it's loss of productivity. Get say 3 months. This is campaign season. You can do whatever you want to do within that period. But outside of that period, you are not supposed to campaign. Let's focus on the governance of the country. They've also talked about the fact that they would like to have the what's the name? The people who do the economic planning. I've forgotten their name. The Planning Commission or something. Their blueprint supposed to be binding on all the parties, so that we have a blueprint as to how we want to govern this country. They've also talked about, the last time we mentioned it, but we did not discuss it, ministers not doubling as members of parliament. And the members of parliament are up in arms. They say, how? How can you say that to me? We don't understand, because a lot of them go to parliament with the expectation that eventually they become ministers. And they think that being a member of parliament is not rewarding financially. It is when you become a minister that you'll be more resourceful. The question is, where does the resource come from? So we'll look at that as well. And some other key interesting proposals. Janice, I know that you've gone through the summary of it.
Yes.
So we'll go through it. And then, of course, we'll allow our listeners to also join the conversation this morning. 059-3932-993. 059-3932-993. We're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube. Our comments are welcome on YouTube. And when you post it, we'll read it and share it with the rest of our listeners. Let's take a breather, because we believe that something interesting will happen, okay, on 31st of January. That will be in the next 2 weeks, right?
Yes. No, it's next week.
Next week, rather.
Yes.
No, what's today's date? Next week, Saturday.
Today is 19th.
Oh, okay. So something will happen next week, Saturday. Today is 19th. Wow. So something is about happening. So let's take a breather. On return, we'll get into that. constituency elections, regional elections, and national executive elections before they come to the flag bearership. But this time, they have changed strategy. They are voting for their flag bearer first before all the others will follow. And it's been quite an interesting campaign season. The Kennedy Japan campaign, they have been quite busy crisscrossing the country, selling their messages, sometimes attacking the Bawumia camp, and the Bawumia camp have also been doing the same, attacking the Kennedy Japan camp, crisscrossing the country, selling their messages, telling the people why they are best fit to lead the party into the 2028 election. And those two are not the only ones. Brian Champon is lurking in the background. He's been busy. He's going around. Of course, he's confident of victory. Dr. Adichum thinks that at this point in time, the party needs someone with his stature, someone with his personality to lead the party into victory. Kwabena Japan says he's the most experienced. He has sacrificed a lot for the party. This is the time the party grassroots ought to reward his sacrifices. And so he said he is the best man to lead the party. And indeed, these individuals are very hopeful. The grassroots, by now, they should know who they are going to vote for. Kennedy Rapon is the man. Some are convinced that it is still DMB, no change. They're not changing him. Some think, well, Kwabena Japan deserves it, and some others. But this morning, we'll talk about what are the possible scenarios that can happen, and what or how is that going to change the MPP going forward. I'm still here with Janice Opoku Ajaman. So, why are you happy? Oh, okay. We are dealing with your most favorite. It's like Evangelist too. He said this is his most favorite topic, MPP. He likes it. Let's. How would you describe the campaign of the MPP so far?
I think so far the candidates have done massive jobs, like individually. You've seen that they've all gone all out for their campaigns. You've seen Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who was the former vice president. He's been doing a very wonderful job. Ken has not been sleeping at all. He too has back to back. He has also been doing very massive campaigns. We've also seen Dr. Brian Champon, who is also doing very well. I think the people that we've not really seen their show, Honorable Educhum, Dr. Educhum, and Kwabena Japan. But then I think all five of them, they've really done well. But the work that they've done individually is negatively affecting the image of the party. That is why.
Is it?
I think so.
But there's also positive side to it. Whilst they are going around campaigning, it is galvanizing the base of the party. Because they are interacting with the party grassroots. They're having conversations with them. They are meeting with them. Okay, usually around this time, this will not be happening. But this is happening because the MPP have changed strategy. The calendar has been turned upside down. Do you get it? So, because don't forget that when the party lost power and the manner in which they lost power, the party was significantly demoralized across all board, very demotivated, because the defeat was very miserable. It was very embarrassing, wasn't it? And so the positive side of what these people are doing, or what the campaign is doing for the party, is that it is making the party grassroots active. It's
fine.
Galvanizing them. It's making them very...
Which is fine. But then you also look at some of the messages that are coming from the various camps. And then you can see that it is driving divisiveness in the party. Because if your leader is saying that the party is planning on rigging or tilting the results in favor of one particular candidate, and that if that happens, they are not going to vote or campaign or anything like that. You know, aside from the people who have the voices to say those things, there are people that you speak to and they share the same opinions. That looking at how things are going, they are
like
better.
everything is engineered to favor a candidate.
To favor a particular candidate, and if that happens, they are not going to campaign.
I think that sometimes it is also a way to psych your base, so that yes, you're going to work hard to win, but if it happens that you do not win, at least you can have something to pin that to. And in this case, you can say that, oh, well, I didn't win because of this and that. You understand? So I think that maybe, but I don't know how practically. Because if you have, say, 100 or 200,000 people, and it doesn't matter which person they supported previously, I think that the delegates, as we know them, can change their minds. They're like Ghanaians. Okay. Ghanaians voted for MPP massively in 2020. Look at the turn of event, how things dramatically changed. I think that's how voters behave sometimes. Don't forget, in 2007, Alan Kojo Chomantin and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, they were neck and neck, like very close in terms of the contest. And Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the first round couldn't win. He needed to go for a second round, or he needed to go to a second round for a winner to be determined. And Alan told the whole MPP base that, well, he's giving it to his brother so that next time, the subsequent elections, the gap was huge because things have changed. So I'm saying that, yes, you can say this group of people voted for Bawumia last year, okay, or in 2023. And now you're using the same register to determine who becomes the party's flag bearer. And that the assumption by some is that these are his people because they voted for him. But I think that they can also change their minds depending on the circumstances and depending on how things have gone. Do you get the point? So I do not think that it is automatic that because they have decided to do this first, it means that it gives an advantage to the other candidate. Meanwhile, the other candidates believe that they can win. They are convincing their people that they are the right people to win.
Alpha, with the example that you just made, you see the nature between the campaign of Nana Addo Dankwa and what we are seeing between the aspirants now. It's very different. And also their inability to contain the Alan situation leading to the 2024 election fragmented the party. And we are seeing a very similar trend. Very similar trend leading to their prime. I pray that I think their structure is going to help them, because after this they believe that they are going to
have more time,
reconciliation, and they are going to patch things up within the party. They are going to tell one message. But my point is, right now that's a lot of people or some people within the party are saying that, let's see, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we've seen him before, and then he was a vice president. He didn't really do well, and that affected the party's favor in the campaign. Are these same people going to say it is fine?
But these are normal campaign rhetorics. I mean, when you are going for an internal election, these are some of the things that people will say. They'll question your capacity to win.
Ultimately,
yes,
candidates win. Are you going to come back and say that we should vote for this?
The counter argument will be, Janice, the counter argument will be, in a political party, you have different people with different opinions. And the fact that Bawumia can't win, don't forget that similar opinions were shared by some people during the party's primary in 1995, the campaign. He couldn't win. Why are you sure that this time around he'll be able to win? He can't win. He can't, because when we tested him, what did he do? So change him. The people didn't listen. They still voted for John Ajikun before, and in the 2000, this was in the 1998 primary, and in 2000 he won. Don't forget Nana Addo. And when you go through the archives, you find it. A lot of people said Nana Addo can never become president. He can never win. He tried the first time. These things were said. That person became the flag bearer. Eventually, he went through and he won. So what I'm trying to say is that a counter argument by someone say, okay, yeah, that was our opinion by then. But it doesn't
Now
mean,
changed.
yes, that was our opinion. But the delegates thought otherwise. So let's give it a key to be wrong. But it doesn't mean that we do not believe in our opinion. That he cannot win. This rather can win better. Do you get the point? So those things, I think they are normal. Because if you're going through internal primary, you don't expect the other party to say, you can do a better job.
Yes.
They will look at your weakness. The weakness of Bawumia is his result in the 2024 election. That's his major weakness. And people will have to point to him there before. So we have no idea what he will become. He's green. Advantage, also a disadvantage. So all of them have something that is going in for them and things that are going against them. So it's normal for people to...
The NPP largely depends on what will happen after 31st. So no matter who wins, we'll be looking forward to how the party is going to re-strategize, how they are going to go about their reconciliation processes, how they are going to come together and push one message to Ghanaians.
Yeah.
So I think that will largely affect their chances of winning the next general election, which is in 2028. So I'm excited, not just about the
primary. So they are unable to do responsible kind of opposition.
Now that we have a few days leading to 31st,
I'm sure their attention has drifted.
I'm just looking forward to post-presidential primaries, how the NPP is going to rebrand, re-strategize, and recarve their message to Ghanaians.
Okay, let's look at some of the possible scenarios. Do you think we should entertain the idea that Commander Japan could win? Or you think it's looking like very unlikely for you?
No, I don't think he's going to win.
So we shouldn't bother. Hey, you have confidence too. It's Commander Japan.
I don't think
he's a party stalwart.
He's going to. So far, the several polls that we've seen have said either Ken or Bawumia, Ken or Bawumia. And then we have the other Brian.
Maybe Brian in the background.
Behind, and then Honorable Educhum and Kwabena Japan chose behind.
But imagine Kwabena Japan as the leader of the MPP. What kind of MPP?
So you think maybe they?
I think that in terms of, I don't know, like if Kwabena Japan had the base that the likes of Ken and Dr. Bawumia have, I think he will have done a good job as a presidential candidate.
Yes.
Because you see, first of all, he to a large extent has a clean sheet. Because he's not been close to government. Yes, the closest he has been was when he served as the press secretary of John Ajay Kufuor. But that's a long time ago.
And he's very charismatic too. So.
Absolutely. Under the MPP second, he was nowhere close to the government. In fact, he had his own issues prior to the election. He was part of the three, Samir Krab himself and Afoko, who were booted out before the election under very weird circumstances. Do you understand? So he was never close to the government. So he seems to have a clean sheet. And he seems to be someone who has conducted himself very, very, well within the MPP. He's not the kind of person who does the extreme kind of politics. And he has really been loyal to the cause of the MPP. If Kwabena Japan was to be any other person, he wouldn't have been part of the campaign in 2024 because of the circumstances that led to his dismissal or his sanction, whatsoever, however you want to call it. But he has stayed loyal to the MPP. He has organized himself very properly. And he seems to be the kind of person who is able to attract some section of the floating voters because of how he carries himself. And when it comes to communication, when it comes to party organization, he's an engineer by profession. When it comes to, he seems to be good at it. And that's why I was, to a large extent, surprised that he didn't contest to become the national chairman of the MPP, rather. Because I thought that in this critical moment, they needed somebody like him as the national chairman of the party. Don't forget that the party has now changed their constitution. So the party chairman becomes the leader of the party in opposition. So you'll have gotten a lot more gravitas to do a lot more things to re-engineer the party, to put the party. But he is interested in the flag bearership. But I'm surprised why he doesn't look at the chairmanship kind of, but maybe, of course, we can't take that away from him. But if he had the base, but unfortunately, he has not built that. He doesn't come close to the top two. It is going to be a very, very difficult task for him to win. But I think that if the NPP is looking for a much more calmer person, somebody who understands politics, somebody who can attract some floating voters, somebody who can appeal to the larger Ghanaian section or the larger Ghanaian population, the professionals, the core party people, I think Konrad Japan will have been the man, but will he get a chance? I doubt.
Well, I think maybe strategically, his aspiration to become the flag bearer of the NPP is in line, because no matter what happens on the 31st of January, people are eventually going to grow tired of the Ken Baobia dialogue. So he's going to shift, and then we are going to look for another possible.
Maybe he's positioning himself as the alternative to these two.
Exactly.
But don't forget there's Brian as well. So maybe you will have to compete.
Which is even more reason why his aspiration to become flag bearer is justified, because you don't wait, because
you'll have to start the process.
Exactly. You have to start.
Very good point. Very good point.
Tell people that you're also ready to take up the flag bearer.
It's a difficult job to become a president. In fact, it's difficult to become a presidential candidate. So you don't wait for the right. You have to start somewhere and work yourself through it, and then maybe eventually you'll get the note. But let's look at the scenario of Dr. Yodichum to becoming the presidential candidate of the MPP. I think for a lot of people, Dr. Yodichum is a calmer. He's also very calm. He appears to many, or he in the view of many people, he seems to understand his job, the job that he was given as education minister. For a lot of people, he did it well. I don't know what you think, though. But that's what a lot more people think, that this was someone who, if you hear him speak about education, you're likely to conclude that she understands his job. She understands the intricacies of his job. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he needs to do, etc. So he has managed, for a lot more people, they think that he managed the education sector very well. So he's a professional. He understands what he's doing. And that he's not very aggressive in the way he does things. And some people think in this critical moment, you need a character like him. And don't forget that he too, at least for the other sectors of the economy under the watch of the MPP, things went quite bad. But for a lot more people, the trump card of the MPP was the education sector. And he served as deputy minister in the first term, and then as the substantive minister in the second term. So if you say education was the biggest achievement of the MPP, he is part and critical part of that achievement. So if he's been able to deliver that, then he's the right man to lead your party at this point in time, because then when you put him up, you are likely to get a lot more attention from Ghanaians. Oh, Educhum there, Talawaya there is an education minister. He did well, so let's try him. He will do a lot more better. Don't you think so? And I think he also has the personality that maybe at this point in time, the NPP will require. But as to whether he win is also another matter.
I don't think he's going to win.
He will not make any impact.
No, I don't think he's going to win. But I think he's also closer to vice presidential candidate because of the way he has branded himself. So I don't know what will happen after 31st, but I'm sure
whoever wins,
Educhum is going to play a very huge role in the NPP.
But then he should pray for Bawumia to win, because you know the MPP traditionally, when they pick a presidential candidate from the south, the vice presidential candidate go to somebody from the north. The last time they changed that was in 2024, when the north or somebody from the north became the presidential candidate. He picked someone from Ashanti region, of course, from the south, but from Ashanti region, which was Dr. Matthew Opoku Pempe, who many felt didn't do a good job. You get the point. So you have a point there. Maybe Dr. Yewadichum could become
the vice presidential.
But you see, do you know something? In Ghana's history, nobody has picked a presidential candidate from the group of people who contested against him. So let's take Rawlings, for instance. The first time was John Eko Aka or something. He was even from another political party. At Tamils, of course, Rawlings, nobody was even, I don't know, I'm not sure if people were even contesting, because who are you to contest against Rawlings? You know, when you look at John Mills, who did he pick? John Mahama. He was not in a contest. You take John Mahama, who did he pick? Amisata, force majeure. He needed to pick him. And then when he had to make his own decision, he picked Nana Pukwuajiman. She was not in a contest. You take MPP, for instance, the first one, John Ajikumkufo, 1996, Joe Eko Aka. He has become running mate and Charlie, he's a powerful man. He was from another political party. And then in 2000, John Ajikumkufo picked Adiu Mahama. He was not in the contest. And then Nanado picked Baumia. Nowhere in the contest. In fact, he wasn't even a member of the MPP by then. Baumia, Mateo Poku Pempe, not in the contest. So traditionally, historically, people, the person who becomes candidate of a party, they do not pick their flag bearers from the people who contested against them. I don't know why, but in America it's normal, because at least we know the Biden example. Biden contested against Obama, but Biden became Obama's running mate. So it's possible for them, but then I'm not sure if.
I also think the way Honorable Educhum has conducted himself throughout the campaign.
Yeah, he has not been very divisive he has not been negative.
So I still think he's a potential vice presidential candidate.
Okay.
But who knows, he might win.
He might win, it's possible. Let's look at the scenario of Brian becoming the flag bearer. I think it will giving the MPP more energy.
Brian Champion.
He's much younger. Because amongst all the people who are contesting, he's the youngest. I think he's around his late 50s or something. He's the youngest, okay? Yes, he's also very resourceful. And he's your modern kind of politician. He's very strategic too. Because if you look at the things that he has done, he's a very strategic politician. And so Brian Achampong becoming the flag bearer would have been quite a refreshing kind of thing to see, because this is an entirely different caliber of person. Of course, he has served as minister before, a Greek. He has his own issues. When the sale of these hotels owned by Snit came up during the electioneering year, it was a big deal. Don't forget Ayawaso by-election. He was the deputy minister for national security. And people say he ordered for the security people to go there and cause the mayhem that they caused. So he has his own issues, but I think he will have been a refreshing alternative. But the question is, for me, strategically, I see Brian to be working towards the future. That's what I see him do. That he wants to be, at least he should be third. Or if he becomes second, then is a big deal for him. So that he'll use that step and then come back in the future. That's what I see from the Brian camp. I don't know what their strategy is, but that's what I feel they are doing. But let's look at the scenario of Kennedy becoming the flag bearer of the MPP. What do you make of that? How would the MPP look like?
Alpha.
MPP will look very Charlie. Like there'll be a lot of heat.
So I think maybe the advantage Kennedy has over Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is that he's never been in government. He has been in government before, but he has never been close to the
the closest he has been is to serve as board chair or something.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that is his greatest advantage, that we've seen Bawumia. We've seen him in government. We've seen him as the vice president. We've also seen him as the flag bearer of the party. And then he even makes the point that in the 2024 general elections, he supported Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
He did.
Kennedy Japan.
2024.
So, yes.
Even though the Bawumia people think otherwise, they feel that
he didn't support
his actions and inactions were rather negatively affecting.
Oh, he says he supported,
Okay.
and that they didn't come and say thank you.
Okay.
But then, yeah, in any case, I think that is his greatest advantage, that he's never been there before. And so if you people want to give a new person a try, then I'm there. And then he's also saying
the other advantage he has
his
is
personality. They are
his
saying
popularity.
Popularity.
Kennedy is very popular.
He is popular, but I also think his personality is different from the normal things that we see in terms of the presidency in this country.
But I think they believe that the voting population of Ghana is changing. The last time you told us that a lot more of our citizens in this country are youthful. Okay, the population has drifted more to the youth category. Their belief is that if that is so, if you pitch Bawumia against Kennedy is more popular amongst the youth than Bawumia.
I think Bawumia is also popular.
But I think Kennedy is more popular than Bawumia amongst the youth.
I'll say the
if Kennedy should be on the street this morning, Bawumia here, Kennedy there, I think a lot more young people will be attracted towards or will be attracted towards Ken as compared to Dr. Bawumia.
I don't think so.
That is what I think. And you see, it's not something that I'm just saying. Unscientifically, we've tested it. You see, when there is even campaigns, when they are doing campaigns for the National Party, the kind of attention, the kind of crowd, the kind of noise that Kennedy would generate vis-a-vis Bawumia, I think Kennedy has that X factor.
But I've also seen...
I think that Kennedy has your... So in terms of the Rollins factor that we usually talk about, in the Ghanaian politics today, within the Ghanaian political terrain, the person who comes closer to that Rollins factor, that ability to attract people, that, like I say, Yepenasim, I think Kennedy comes closer, if you ask me, amongst the people who... So, in terms of street popularity, organic popularity, if you ask me, Kennedy has it more than Bawumia. You say you disagree, please tell me why.
Yes, because I was going to make the point that a lot of the strong young voices in the NPP, they seem to tilt towards the DMB camp. And then I say this because I've seen some leaders of TESCON from UG, from KNUST and all of that. I've seen all of them supporting DMB. I don't know if that will change.
So what you're saying is that because of the influence of these people, you're concluding that because they who are at the top tier are supporting Bawumia, the likelihood is that a lot more of the people at the bottom also do support Bawumia. Where I disagree with you is that I think there's two categories of the party. We have what you can call the bougie aspect of the party.
The elite.
Fantastic. The elites, or the top tier, they largely, if we were to test the popularity of Bawumia and Kennedy amongst this category of people, then Kennedy will win. In my view, I may be wrong. If we come to the real grassroots, say maybe they are delegates, they are not delegates, just party sympathizers, or just Ghanaians, they don't even support MPP. They are just Ghanaians who have the right to vote when the time is due. I think if you're testing the popularity of Ken and Bawumia amongst these different sections of the Ghanaian populace, I think Kennedy will beat him to that. That's what I think.
Okay.
Because by his nature, he's popular. He's like your Donald Trump kind of guy. He's your Rollins kind of guy but Rollins was relatively refined. Kennedy is not that. I'm sure if I say that, people will say I'm insulting him or something. But he's not that, like, you understand. So I feel that the other advantage of Ken is that he has what I term street popularity, or organic kind of popularity, organic kind of support, and that may work in his favor and in the favor of the political party. But you see, there's the difference between popularity and also what actually we need as a country. For me, if you ask me, the MPP might need Kennedy more than Bawumia, but I think Ghana need Bawumia more than Kennedy. I don't know if you understand the point I'm making. For the MPP to be able to win, if you ask me, if Kennedy wins and they are able to come together, and the emphasis is if they are able to come together and he's able to win, I think Kennedy has the capacity of getting some Ghanaian, either from NDC or other parties or wherever, to join him to win the election. Maybe. That's what I think. But if Bawumia is to win, yes, he will be able to attract some floating voters, the elites, floating voters, but not really your core grassroots people. So that's where he will suffer. But if you ask me, yes, maybe Kennedy for the MPP, they need him more than they need Bawumia. But I think Ghana needs Bawumia more than we need Kennedy.
I think
it's a very controversial statement to make, but that's what I'm thinking.
Once Kennedy wins, he's going to give the NPP better chances of chances in the 2028 general elections. I think generally that is what I think. That if Kennedy wins there,
he'll bring some energy to the ticket,
and there will be it's a different message that we are going to hear from Kennedy. I don't know if you understand. I think Bawumia's greatest disadvantage is that we've seen him before.
So there's some fatigueness about him.
Exactly. That is his greatest disadvantage in the election.
So you're saying the advantage of Kennedy is the fact that he has never served in government, and we've also touched on his popularity.
So once he wins, however that he's going to ensure unity within the NPP is going to reflect.
And that's going to be very difficult for him, especially for him. I think it will be relatively easier for Bawumia to unite the MPP than for Kennedy to unite the MPP. So that too is another factor that you need to look at. Now, for Bawumia, I think...
So otherwise, I think with the statements that you made, I believe the inverse of that Ken is good maybe in the national contest, but for the NPP, he's not.
So you believe
in the inverse statement?
I think that
in the national agenda, maybe Ken is their best candidate, but party-wise, he might not be the best, because when he went, it's going to be difficult for him to keep the party together, to hold the party together.
On that, maybe yes, but I think on a general score, I think Bawumia will be a better person to govern than Kennedy.
This thing that you said.
But I think Kennedy possibly, if he is able to unite the party, will give the MPP better chance of winning the 2028 election than Bawumia. It's a very... I'm sure all Kamba are not happy with me this morning. Say, this boy, what is this? But that's my humble opinion. But when it comes to Bawumia, I think his advantage is his personality. I think whether we like it or not, every country have an ideal individual they think is fit to be president. I think Bawumia falls in that category.
He does, but then again, he has been in government before.
But he has not been a president
before. Person
before.
who was vice president, and I think one thing that I have seen the Bawumia camp do is that every good thing that comes with the NPP government, when we say that, oh, the NPP did well in this area, the NPP did... Yes, they like to associate themselves with the victories.
With all the good
But the thing is that it didn't go well. Then they're like, oh, he wasn't president, so he didn't...
I think they started it during the 2024 campaign. And on this platform, I urged them to stop, but they are still continuing.
They're still doing it.
It's not a good strategy. Because you see, when you do that, the impression you give to people is that you do not want to take ultimate responsibility for everything.
Exactly.
You want to take the good ones and discard the bad ones. But you can't do that. It's either you take everything or you don't take anything at all. Do you understand the point I'm making? So they will have, and you see, there's also a strategy that seemed to suggest that Nanado was terrible.
But Bawumia was good.
And Nanado was like hates Bawumia, and he did so many things. Yes, it may be true, but there's a way you do your politics that when you continue on that trajectory, you make people think that you're opportunistic. Mm-hmm. The very government you served in, the good things you want to take credit for, the person who gave you the opportunity, you want to paint him black. The bad things you want to say, it is him. Mm-hmm. That is not leadership.
Exactly.
That's not taking ultimate responsibility. If I were the campaign, I would have to desist from that. They did not, unfortunately. It started in 2024. They have continued. It is not a good strategy for me. Yes, it may be true. We, the neutrals, can say that. Me, I have confidently said, and I've said it on a number of occasions, that 80 to 90% of the defeat of Bawumia was as a result of Nanado's governance. Mm-hmm. I've said it. Mm-hmm. It's something I agree with. But you see, you, Bawumia, you cannot say some of the things that I say.
Exactly.
Because the context is different. And you give different impressions. Mm-hmm. So it's a very good observation you've made. So I think that the campaign, even though it's not too late, they will need to desist from doing that. Mm-hmm. To suggest that as for the man, he's perfect. Mm-hmm. The good, give it to him. The bad, give it. No, it's not.
One thing that is also working against the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign team is in 2020 they pitched DMB as an economic messiah, right? And then they won power. And he had only one job. His job was to restore some level of balance in the economy. And then we all know what happened. So it's like...
But on that note, to be fair, mm-hmm. Vice President do not have a lot of say in terms of the management of the economy. I think that the finance minister mm-hmm. will have more to say in the management of the economy than the vice president.
That is why your branding leading to election counts, right? The message of the NPP leading to that election was that because of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because of the wisdom and the prowess that he had in terms of economics, he was going to do way better with the economy. So and then he even said a lot of things on the economy. He made a very powerful comments about the economy. Mm-hmm. So then if things go wrong, we are going to look for your political messiah, and we are going to say, where is the political messiah? Why is all of this happening? So I think
you're right. I think the problem of Bawumia too was his strength during the 2016 campaign. Usually you don't see vice presidential candidates setting the pace, determining the agenda, determining the conversation during campaigns. Usually they are in the background. But I can tell you that in 2016, Bawumia's campaign messages was, how do I even call it? Was making a lot more impact, to some extent even than the presidential candidate himself. So the weakness of Bawumia, or the strength of Bawumia in opposition, became his weakness in governance.
Exactly.
Because a lot of the things he said, he might not have direct control over them, but he said them. So when they came into power, and you had a finance minister who had different orientation, managing the economy in a different manner, and he is the practical implementer of whatever policy that has to relate to the economy and the finances of the country. And so his decisions were bearing fruit, whether negative or bad. So then people were like, okay, but you were the chief spokesperson of the party when it comes to the economy. So if the economy is going bad, then it is you. So I think that Bawumia was a victim of circumstance. Yeah. His strength during the campaign metamorphosed into his weakness during the or his problem during the governance of the NPP. Now, I think the strength of Bawumia is, for me, just like I've said, his personality. I think if Ghanaians are happy with John Mahama because of how he has led, how he has simplified things, I think the person that comes close to John Mahama in that aspect, for me, is Bawumia. So if we say Mahama has set the standard, and it is a standard we need to, follow.
But Kento is approachable, or you don't think so?
But I don't think he comes close to Bawumia in that manner. We've seen Kennedy, we've seen how he does his things. He is not like Bawumia. And just like they have told us, let Ken be Ken. Ken cannot be Bawumia. Just like Bawumia cannot be Ken.
Exactly.
They have different personalities, very, very different. So I think that if you're talking about the persona of John Mahama today, and we like it, unless we say we don't like it, and this is the kind of standard we want, I think for me, the person that comes close to him in that regard is Bawumia.
But I'm also saying that Ken, if you are talking about personality, he also has an advantage because he's the president that we've seen being emotional. We've seen him be angry. We've seen him. Do you understand? It makes him.
You see. Nobody says you shouldn't be emotional. There are times when John Mahama has been emotional. Even John Kufuor, he was emotional sometimes. We saw Nanado asking people to stand up. So he was emotional. He was angry. So they express emotions. But I think that there is a way that you expect a leader to control his emotions, especially in some critical moment. That Kennedy, without, if he can do.
Ken has shown us transparency, right? It's like we know who he is.
Yes.
So he's not branding himself in a particular way.
No, the people who are behaving in a different way are also expressing who they are. That's who they are. Kennedy is who he is. And so we need to...
But we didn't expect Nanado to tell the chief to stand up and greet him.
Oh, Nanado, some people expected him. Okay. Because he had that notion, that aura around him. He's a no-nonsense person. Do you understand? So maybe that translated into that. But I'm saying that Kennedy and Bawumia are very different people.
Oh, they are.
The closest to John Mahama today, for me, is Bawumia. Now, the other advantage I think Bawumia has is, I think, in terms of our expectation of who understands governance, I think for me, Bawumia is ahead of the others. One, because he has served in a critical position, Bank of Ghana. Largely, governance is economics. Do you understand? He appreciates that. You may have a debate over, okay, when he was vice, what did he do? I've dealt with that. We'll come to that maybe later. But I think that in terms of general overview and understanding of the economic side of governance, I think Bawumia has an advantage. Serving as Deputy Bank of Ghana, Bank of Ghana governor, serving as vice president, it gives him some advantage. So, but his disadvantage is what you mentioned. The fact that he was part of the government. So a lot of the negatives of the government, whether he likes it or not, he will have to share in the blame.
Yes.
So when we remember DDEP, whether he likes it or not, we will remember Bawumia. When we remember no haircut, but eventually there was haircut, we will remember Bawumia because he was in the mix. So that too is his disadvantage. Some of the things that becomes his advantage also metamorphose into his disadvantage, unfortunately for him.
Do you know what I'm thinking about?
What are you thinking about?
The e-levy cake.
Yeah, the e-levy cake. That to e-levy. Whether he likes, we are told that at cabinet he spoke against it, but nobody knows. That was what happened in cabinet. I don't know what he said. Publicly, he didn't say anything about it. And he was part of the government. So the assumption is that she was part of the people who introduced e-levy onto Ghanaians, and it was really a problem for us. So that too is his disadvantage. And the campaign, I don't know if they've been able to, and in their attempt, they create another problem, which we've discussed. So it's a very complex situation he is in. And you see, the reason is that nobody who has served as vice president in the MPP has metamorphosed into becoming presidential candidate. This is their first time. Yeah. So he's in a very complex situation. His situation is very, very complex. So how he navigates it is another thing. So I think that too is a major disadvantage to him. So these are some of the, but even though of course we'll predict, but I think if Bawumia loses, it will be a big deal within the MPP. It may create different kinds of situations for them.
Whoever wins.
I don't think if they're... but you see, if Kennedy wins, if Bawumia wins, we've seen it before. So there's some normalcy to it. If Bawumia doesn't win, it's a different ball game. The MPP will start thinking about what happens to our northern side of things. How do we get them on board? What happens to non-account? What do we say to them? What happens to people who say that MPP is an account party? How do we change that narrative again? Because it's going to be a lot of work. It will take them a lot of time to convince people that we, regardless of who you are, will give you the opportunity.
Now,
the question will be asked. How many opportunities did you give to John Kufuor? 2. And he won on the second attempt. He was an account, correct? How many opportunities did you give to Akufo-Addo? 3. He won on the third attempt. He was what? An account. How many opportunities did you give to Bawumia? 1. Why? He's an ordinary. Some people will conclude. If he's an ordinary, what are you saying to the other ordinaries and non-accounts? Should we join you so that you use us and abandon us in the critical moment? So it's not going to be it's going to be a big deal for them. So both Bawumia and Kennedy are arbiters around the MPP. They will have to find a way to deal with it. Interesting stuff. Should we pick course?
Yeah, I think
0541022318. If you are listening to me, join me this morning. And we said we were going to talk about constitutional review. We couldn't even have time. The MPP, the amateurs. The MPP, the amateurs are too many, so we couldn't deal with the Constitutional Review Committee proposals. But you can now give me a call on 0541 022318. We've tried to look at various scenarios because all of these can happen. On 31st, you will hear Brian has won, Edichum has won, Kobina Japan has won, Kennedy has won.
That would be dramatic, but it will have less impact on the party.
Yeah.
If neither Kennedy Japan or Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wins, it will be very dramatic, but the impact will be less in the party because the other people have comported themselves very well.
But if Bawumia loses, I think that will usher in his retirement when it comes to politics. For me, if he loses. If Kennedy loses, he still can come again because he has never won before.
Yeah.
He can still be knocking on the door. But if Bawumia loses, I'm sure.
And I think his opponents have done a very good job, right, by making the job very difficult for him because now it's like we've not even seen the reports. We've not seen what the investigations committee brought out. We've not seen what led to the MPP's defeat in 2024. And that I think last week the spokesperson of Kennedy Japan's team in the region was here, and then he said the only people who have seen the reports by the investigations committee is the party's general secretary and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The rest have not seen. So I think his opponents have done a very good job by making this a very difficult task for him.
In a very, very, very intense one.
Yeah.
He has really, really felt it. I think that he himself after the campaign, you need some breather.
Yeah.
Because Kennedy is a very, very competitive politician. He's a very popular politician. So the fact that he attempted to contest was a big headache to Bawumia. If not for Kennedy, this would have been relatively easier for DMB. So Kennedy is really giving him a good run for his money. He's a very, very, because he's a kind of he's like the Asidun Ketia type. They are different kind of they come with different kind of, and so it's very difficult to understand them. You get the point? So he's and that's why I've said he's a very. I hope that Kennedy had the personality of Bawumia, and I hope that Bawumia.
He wouldn't be Ken.
I hope that Bawumia too was like Ken in terms of certain, not in terms of character, but in terms of that organic kind of love, that kind of base. And I hope that Kennedy will have been beat. But if he had done that too, maybe he wouldn't have been this popular.
Exactly.
So it's a very, very interesting conversation. It's not easy, but we've tried our best to give you the possible scenarios. Now it's the time for you to join in and be part of the conversation. You can call us on 0541 022 318. Which scenario do you think will happen? Which scenario do you have conviction that is going to happen? And how do you think it's going to affect the MPP? We've tried to make sense of all of those for you so far on the show. Good morning.
Good morning, boss. How are you?
I'm good. I hope you're good too.
Oh, you are good.
Please, your name and where you're calling me from? Your name and where you're calling me from?
I want to speak to you.
Within the same.
If I tell you, friend,
but you meet you.
I mean, shall we to my and you tell me about me about and this young man can do. Only about me about the MPP in the parameters. The only about me about and this is a fun. Say, I'm going to for you to be saying because for me, I can't understand what you want to Nigeria. That's a credit bar. Credit bar. If we had the MPP and this very, but credit being vote about 2024, credit being oh, I about 30%.
On your 41. 41 Bajo. 41. Bajo 41. Bajo. Let's be factual. Okay.
Okay, 41 from Puna. Then I go to Nabia, 42. Now, about me 41 or back 36. So, because what the show man will I feel about me and not to obey your marry. You can't hear and Tanya is on number of Bella and Laya Jordan for the court to Bamia. So, maybe you man want to do a man, I sell man, I sell, follow me, no. I'm a $5. There is 80 pesos, and you have 70, 80. You have 5 to 4 cities. And I see cities gallon. Put the petrol to do bad 90 cities. And more on a first time, I myself 20 cities, 200 tunnel. 30 cities, put the money for 160, 150. And next year, my Abaco. But there is a very for 40 men.
Okay.
When your papa now, what's your papa?
That's it.
And you going to pass, who are Ghana, and what's one of you? Still about to have about me and PPR.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning with. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Abusco.
Yes, Abusco meeting.
I'm not to say, I'm coming home to my family. MPP, they said you were head on the. So, me, the Ankame party and the Ankame MPP party come to Japan. You dear. Then so you are the open on the year. So, Mko, Canada Japan, hey, a more thing. Omko, you bound Yasua. Bound the Ghana for your who know you. Bound to say, me, as a mere Abusco, but me who bound Yasa. I said, Nipa. Odi Prako, I can't come with war. Now the euro house to house. Actually, Prako Paso. 100 years we have to 400. It's about what's about her own family campaign over 50 years. But we are going to be your president. With the master, Madam Wasiam, come home.
Thank you very much. Yeah, some 0541 024 667861. Hey, you know me again. 0541 022 0541 Good morning.
Morning, sir. Na bom design.
Me adom boko na ozo.
Gafa ene na mu ojabende.
Bajo din design.
Doctor Penio.
Bajo mi dio.
Chapa. Jaidi gwenye wi mutimi no nkasa. Na mamemo asante breakdown di chama. Mo na baso na me kan che Ghana fo nyina ne ndi fo nyina se ko da sujinam asante breakdown chama na ba chamfo secretary na buji tiviani. National organizer, Nabo Republic, Kankatema, Wabama, Diania, Bayani The American is a Kennedy, the Saboniane Brata Champo. issue ya about system na dia end of the 31st that's akoso mo abano ano semese se political party no ko yi ni papa po betini abo mo because so share kwan na kufu adu ni Dr. Bamia Faso e destroy Ghana because about what they say ukoto aba no anye ni papa pa obegre Ghana ho sen na urajo ndromani mama na ona boere ku fukumo egre Ghana ho ya na ko Europe se saa dia be hajin minti omo hwe nipa da tie no ombetui aboka se yuasi masikra de sabi wo be president kura na obetui ama man na tumpon ye de obedi sro man na maga na sikasem aye basa agres seta aye basa se nipa no so aye bi da so be petuni tumi no be pa de sesen enti mo hwe nipa papa na mtuma no kaka meka no me da.
Thank you very much for also contributing this morning to our conversation. You can join me on 0541 0222318. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please, your name and where you're calling me from?
Oh, William. I just free. Asaf.
Okay, me too. Could you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The program may come. Now, the American says, tell me the name of me. William will be already a martial airful. Will be in terms of that. Oh, they said it back. And now, what do you matter? Or do you matter? And now what the part we here, I didn't hear you. And then near my trust and honor. Yeah, you got thank you. Now, Papa, I'm your crowd, you're not some crowd yourself down here. Digital man. Our general economy work for digital. Once you see, we elected the Briogana. All in ICDC, so for the Solomon, any Adiadi, a year. Mama young compete. Mama born. What are they me, the Mama, and another 2016. Because on the answer of fire, you play the music as from a coma to Papa. It's really said that you are outside a car. Now, I miss that no buyer. All the Papa, so I prefer team be on Barcelona and I run my little play. That's so good. I don't know Papa, so you have to tell you I was so okay. I did also do. I am sending you to an airport. I do. If you are ready, you know, you should take a flat of you. What other people do are now the company said, I did it before. Every day, some of us know me. Some of the other presidents go on.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning. That's his thoughts. You can also join me on 0541 0222318. We want to hear from you. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please.
Ina Bokodian.
Bokum Bajodin Zain.
I am Hamza.
Hamza with you.
Yamisha pa na me for konya sencha regional chairman. I'll be here. You read you okaya sign. You be nyakopon kan oba na kwasi na ba cha force ye chemu nyina na regional minister. Na ye kan nyina ne se. O he abato ya Baumia ne Canada Japan no mo ka won so ma be o ba tu akoyi mo panyifu ya o jine wa won ti asiu na obi ebu se o mo ba be ye de e di ade no mo ba be ye o ma je o ma na kwahin o mo sa de akọ tamani e to cement ba ko na cement bag ba ko 1.7 na 1.5 na I say cement ye to ba ko 80 cities no ye NDC for de ye ba be kan nyina ne se o ye de be wo de we a dondoma ni mama de o ma ne ko so dia o mo de o ma ba de o ma tinya akoto omukwa yi panyi dia ma MPP mu fine ene de omo panyi no mukwa yi na so mba be yi ama Ghana fo nyina so de ene lalai nya de be adwuma nti de ka kire Ghana fo nyina so bia nya din se de ko fufu so no John Dramani mama yi so ba bia ni wo ba odi kamera shi obi abotomo ya nsiseye na oba yi no na ma fo wo yi ha omo we 10 cities a unya de ni di 20 cities unya fufu ni namdi eno asam ne aka mo ba ye fufu e ba sai more such as Baba Ibaku, no 100 cities and 90 cities. We are more such as Baku copy and Madidi.
Okay.
Oh, if you can say, Ghana for Yabate, don't know my mama. You'll fine.
Thank you very much, Hamza, for joining our conversation this morning. It's 59 minutes after 8. You can call me on 0541 0222318 if you want to be part of this conversation. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, boss. Alfa.
Yes, your name and where you're calling me from, sir?
Yeah, my name is Kosadeko from Atumetini.
Okay, talk to me, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, so I just want to ask these few questions. I mean, so if Ghana could be this better, why were we not better a couple of years back? Or it be like, if we talk about, or it be like Mahama way, he can reset the country all together, give me. That's what I'm making us know. Hello there.
Yo, bro.
Are you there?
Me too, Chairman.
Oh, okay. It's anything I say. Yes, I guess the new Patriotic Party, Ekosoma Banyamiyaduma 31st. Fair enough, you can fair enough. I mean, every political party has to get a leader. You understand? But what the NDC now, even at 24, the MP4. But what the NDC is doing now, no, all my party, in my head, you understand? So I think the NDC should also seek counseling from knowledgeable people and make our party become more small nice, so to speak. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your take. It's 9:01. We can do just 2 calls, and then we'll start our in-studio conversation. Evangelist is here already. Good morning.
My name is Emmanuel, calling from Ejiso.
Emmanuel from Ejiso, can you lower the volume of your radio for me?
Yes, please, I've done that.
Emmanuel, talk to me.
Honestly speaking, I just want to talk about an issue raised on the platform concerning an insult rain on other executives like Honorable Kennedy Japan. Let me take it to our local language. And penifo bebre say Honorable Kennedy Japan didi a matem. We didn't penifo atem. A day no kofa ni nyina bae. Yen hwe ni sei. Yen maame mpanifo a omo wo fie se be ebu ni die ma wo mo ho no. Yen papa didi o matama na. Abibi fon penokre. Ene se hwe papa panyimu eti se Honorable Kufo President Akufo-Addo. Na se sebe babunu suko no matimi fa camera sinenim edinatem yenya panyimu bi ankasa nkyere sa ankrofo wi na ye papa Kennedy Japan ebe put a stop to these people la yesi buei wadidi ye maame moatem yemfa no nto nchen yenhwe se saa suban na oda ni na di no ni nyina no adwuma no obetumi aya ana so obetumi aya ene amisusu se yemma na saa akwanya no yete Ghana ha ye wie university yenya dwuma nye na se dipa no kura nse be ebebo wasom ene obemo wadwuma ma won sa akwa no amu anya bi ahwe wabusuafo a enu mom de mfaso bebre ye dan se ekombe kunye ne ebetwe sekan ne tiwo sebe akokoro no bo.
Okay.
Me susu ye kakra no before say ye the Honorable Kennedy Japan ba ebebo o man no.
Thank you very much for your contribution this morning. Let's pick the last one. 0541022318. And Janice, you know what to do. You are sitting on the right. So move to the left for me. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, BY. Talk to me.
Alfa. What is happening in MPP is happened in other parties before. The point is that when it comes to a time like this, you wouldn't want people to be united. But I think as a party that has been in government and has been in existence for some time now, after the race of this flag bearership, they can come together to form a formidable force to contest any election. You see, the candidates that we are talking about here, if you look into all of them, I think the race is between the former vice president and Honorable Kennedy Japan. The point is that if anything, what I'm trying to say here is that our politicians, not only in MPP, sometimes they must prove a point that there are people that we will look up to them for inspiration. They should not take certain things for granted, especially when they are going into a contest. using some unpredictable and other words. To me, if you want to be a leader, you must be an exemplary leader that people can emulate your good example. You see, we talk about morality. Morality is also very important. There are other candidates who, at a point, because of this name election, they want to say anything. No, please, we respect you people. That is why we give you the mandate to run the affairs of this country. So they should also count on something we call morality and uprightness. If they are able to do that, the terrain will be so convenient, and people will be encouraged to, mount political platforms to clamor for power. It's not about doing politics so you can say anything. People should be very careful. It's an advice to all the parties, and especially the politicians.
Okay.
Thank you, Alfa.
Thank you very much, BY, for joining the conversation this morning. Evangelist.
My brother.
How are you doing?
By the special grace of the Almighty Allah, I have life, I have strength, which is a clear indication that no matter what I think I need or what I think I lack, I need to be hopeful and trust that so long as there's life, any other thing that we are looking for, it's possible that we can get it. Those who have kicked the bucket, they have lost it all. They are waiting for the judgment day. So this morning, let me say good morning to everybody, and let's remind ourselves of what is written in Romans 12, verse 12. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer. I have these three things to share. Let us rejoice in hope. Whatever we are looking for, whatever we expect to happen, let's be hopeful and rejoice even before it happens, and it will surely happen. And he says, be patient in tribulation. Many of us, when we find ourselves in hard times, we want that miracle, that spark that would take us out of it as fast as possible. But there are certain things that happen. We must go through it. You need to be patient.
Okay.
And then be constant in prayer. We cannot do without prayer. We cannot do without prayer. And prayer is not that noise that many of us see around these days. Prayer is a way of life. Whatever you do, so long as you are doing what God has asked you to do, it's a form of prayer. Serving people, loving, being kind, being generous, all the good things, they are a prayer in its own.
Okay.
So I'm here to motivate somebody this morning. It's a new week. Let's have that spark and know that something good will happen. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Let's start from your favorite topic.
Now you know my favorite.
No, you told me. I have,
yes.
I have taken note.
Yes, it's good. I've listened to most of the calls and all that. Let me start by saying NPP has collapsed. NPP is a collapsed political party.
So Mark,
you may not like it, but that is the truth. That is the truth. I've been saying this for nearly 4 years, and I've been consistent. The more I say, the more they go down. NPP
has not
is I'm telling you, you see, we were here from 2022 when I started saying this. Even Kennedy Akompreko also came out that same year and said MPP collapsed in 2022. He's on record.
He said MPP lost the 2024 election.
They lost 2 years ahead of the elections.
That's what
and for me, when I say MPP has collapsed, when I said it, they were in power. They thought I've lost one of my boats in my head. But I had it on. I said Ghanaians should just take the power from their hands and see. Because power can cover so many things. And indeed, it covered their wrath.
What is happening within the MPP that makes you think
the party
has collapsed?
Yes. When I started saying this nearly 4 years ago. I said there are signs and symptoms of any collapsed party. When something is functioning, there are signs that shows this thing is active, is functioning. But when it's collapsed, there are also signs.
Okay.
MPP's biggest problem today is leadership. And it did not start today. It started way back. And we can go back when former President Akufo-Addo took over. I knew there was danger ahead of the MPP. He was able to maneuver together with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia with what today people have also come to terms with me were all lies. They came in power with lies. Some Ghanaians fell for that lies. Then the reality set in. They could not cover their lies. We realized living conditions of the ordinary Ghanaian going up and up by the day. And they were giving excuses. It's COVID, it's Ukraine, Russia, and all that. External factors. Yeah. Today, as we sit here, is Ukraine and Russia not fighting?
But
are they not fighting?
It has subsided.
It's gone down.
It wasn't at its peak.
But their time, it was at their peak. At their peak, that's right? Good. But they are still fighting. Good. Have you heard any NDC leader saying that it's because of this, because of that? Let's look at this. Then they went into their election to elect national executives. When I saw the lineup, I said this group of people are the group that will take the MPP into the opposition. And today they are there. Are they not in opposition? When I said it, people disagreed.
It wasn't difficult to predict because based on our history, every 8 years we voted for parties in government.
The MPP
so
today.
A lot of people, it was easy to say, well, after 8 years, they were going to go into opposition.
The MPP today is in opposition, according to what you are saying, because of history. Okay. Then
no, I'm not saying they are in opposition because of history. I'm saying the prediction as to whether they will go to opposition was not a very complex one based on our history.
Good. History will judge you right. So they are in opposition based on history. And when they went into that 2023 presidential primaries, those who offered themselves, they had quite some solid brains. But to quote Professor Frimpong Boateng, because the MPP today is fake, nobody likes a fake product. And Ghanaians do not like the MPP today. They are so fake.
Why?
The MPP today is so fake.
Fake as in?
Fake as in when they had Honorable Ejakun's brother. Ejakun, he is also Ejakun.
The MP for Ayawaso.
His brother, the former MP is late.
Boachi
Ejakun, good. They had Boachi, fine brain. When he speaks, you see that this is brain that is working. Unlike others. And then they had Alan Tremantin. What did they do to Alan? Where is Alan today?
What did they do to him?
Oh,
he went into an election and lost.
He left like that. He lost
if he loses
an
election, is it?
Boachi Ejaku
came into an election
out and said the system has been tilted to favor one candidate. He even pulled out first. And then Alan did not. He went into the election. He saw the system that was put in place. And he dealt with Alan Tremantin. And he left. They brought Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I said Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will struggle to get 40%. I hope you remember. How many percentage did he get? I said the MPP in parliament will struggle to get 100 MPs. They could not even cross 90. So when I say the MPP has collapsed and it's fake, I'm just stating this to let you know these are signs and symptoms of a collapsed party. If you don't see
the fact that they have lost an election,
it's also one. And then their leadership, the things they are doing. The MPP today, their biggest problem is leadership. Where is their national chairman? Who is the MPP's national chairman?
Is it not normal? Because I'm sure you recall at a point, the circumstances that brought Asedin Ketia to be the acting general secretary of your party. You recall?
Yes. Josiah's time and all that.
Absolutely. You know what happened? This guy who is now an MP, he used to be deputy general secretary. I remember his name. The circumstances in which they all defected from your party.
Yes.
Francis Essien.
Bidziden and Co.
Bidziden. That was the name I was looking for. Bidziden.
Yes.
You remember what happened in Kufuridia?
Yes.
All this happened.
Yes.
In your political party. At the time, nobody said the party had collapsed.
Yes.
Because these were very, very serious stuff.
Yes, very serious. Let me give you the distinction.
Why do you say that if similar things are happening with
Let me give you the distinction. In the NDC, we have elders. Elders that speak. And everybody listens. The MPP today, they lack that elderly statesmen or people.
Council of Elders.
Council of Elders. Where are they? And when you tell me they have this, they have that, and all this is happening under them.
You say it's normal for.
It's normal. You don't like the MPP
in a campaign.
I wish Alaji was here. You don't like the MPP. If you say all that is going on in the MPP, it's normal.
Oh, people speaking because it's a campaign.
It's a campaign. It's normal. I'm here to tell you that it is not normal. The MPP today is so fake.
Fake.
It's fake.
What was the original MPP?
The original MPP, they are now virtual. They are behind the scenes. All right? When they speak up, they suspend them. They sack them.
They sack them. Are now virtual.
They sack them. All right? That is the state of the MPP today. They are not happy. Many have left the MPP. Many have left. Only a few who do not see what some of us see are still with them and justifying everything. Now let me tell you this. Look at the 5 who are now vying to lead the MPP. Look at their 5. Put down their profile. For me, only one person stands out. But that person also belongs to the virtual MPP. So this fake MPP will never accept him. If care is not taken, he will be the last. Kwabena Japan.
He's part of the virtual MPP.
He is part of the virtual MPP. He is trying to turn things around. But this fake MPP will never vote for him. He will be the last. It hurts me. It hurts me. Any truthful person will admit what I'm saying. Now, let's look at the 4. Dr. Yaweduchum. What has been his profile in terms of the MPP? He is now the MP for Bosomtwe. Right.
He served as
Deputy Minister of Education and Minister for Education. What state did he leave our education in?
He left it in a very good place, didn't he?
You think he left it in a very good shape?
A lot of Ghanaians think so.
That's what some think.
He did a good job.
He did a good job.
Serving as the Minister for
with
UK.
that, he must be given the opportunity to be the flag bearer of the MPP, right? Okay.
He has shown competence.
He has shown competence. The delegates will decide. He is likely to take the 4th position. Now, Brian Echampo. Brian, how many sins have the MPP given Brian? 16 sins or 11 sins? You see? All these sins were compiled by the MPP themselves, not the NDC. So now the top 3, Brian will take the 3rd position. For me, Brian is looking into 2032. Not this one. He knows he will not win. He's in to project himself so that he will use it as a reference point in 2032. Brian will take the 3rd position. Now let's look at the top 2. Kennedy Akompreku. I heard some of your callers saying Kennedy will bring jobs. Kennedy, if he used to fight with ladies or women, it's acceptable. And that person even went ahead to say that Kennedy will give us job. If somebody gives you job and slaps you, you should be calm. You see, we are a nation, a serious nation. And in as much as we are a sovereign state, we also belong to the world group. So you are not by yourself saying that this is the kind of leader you want. Your leader must be someone who can also be on that world stage. To quote Atachia, I won't use his words because of the home that I am coming from. But Atachia said, if Kennedy Akompreku goes to the UN and his thing comes, what thing? He will start using words. And then the Kennedy camp came and said, oh, even President Trump once upon a time used it. And they gave a list of presidents who have used that. So that is the standard. Kennedy Akompreku is going around campaigning, promising jobs.
Yeah.
But over the years, who has stopped Kennedy from establishing industries? He has some, right?
He wants...
What does he want?
The argument by the Kent's camp is that if someone wants to govern, look at what he had, what he possessed, how he used it, how he took advantage of it. He was a private individual.
Yes.
Was he able to create jobs? If he has been able to do that, what that means is that if we give him the mandate to lead the MPP and eventually become the president, he will leverage on that experience, that exposure, that competence to create more jobs for the Ghanaian people, because he has shown in his private life that he can do it. That's simply their argument. It makes sense, doesn't it?
It will only make sense to those who think it makes sense to. For me, it doesn't make sense to me.
Why?
The reason is that this man has been working. He has companies. No, he wasn't the president. Nobody has stopped him. There are people who are doing very well in business and have not even decided to become president because they are opening businesses. Right? Let's look at Kwame Nkrumah.
No, but him becoming president means that he's going to use state resources to do more of what he did in his private capacity.
Okay.
So that's simply the analogy they are making, that yes, I'm creating jobs, but I am limited in the number of jobs I can create because the state has more resources at its disposal as compared to an individual.
You see?
So give me the mandate, let me leverage on the resources of the state to do what I've been able to do in my private capacity, but this time around in a grand capacity.
I like the way you made it. In a grand capacity.
That's what that's the claim they are making.
For Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, before he became president, today, history will tell us that he is the president that opened most industries, right, for the state. Give me one of the name of his personal industries.
I didn't know.
He didn't have any, but he came as a leader who had foresight, right? So you don't need to have industries before you can do something.
If you've built industries before, it gives you a leverage. Let's assume you've worked as a, and I'm going to use your personal situation as an example, as somebody in the gold industry before.
Yes.
If you are taken to Gold Board office and you are put on the board to manage things that relate to what you've done before, your understanding, ability to perform, appreciate the issues is top notch as compared to somebody who has no idea.
Yes.
So that's natural.
I must say you are making a point. But we have trade ministers.
Yeah.
Right? So if you have idea of opening industries, vie for the Ministry of Trade.
I don't vie
that
for
is
that.
not bad.
It is an appointment.
But Kennedy is on record to have said that for him, he will never be a minister. He doesn't like to be a minister. And then he once upon a time said he will never be a president. He doesn't like it. So he went on rampage and was fighting everybody, including the church. and even said he does not believe in the church, and he used unprintable words.
But you've changed.
Let me tell you,
you've changed your mind before.
Let me tell you.
I'm sure there are things you've said
some
time ago that, with hindsight, you will change your mind. All of us do that.
Let me tell you this.
Saturday, so maybe he said it.
Saturday, I called someone to wish her because it was her birthday in the evening. And through our conversation, the person said, "Why am I always attacking Kennedy? Don't I know that person likes Kennedy?" I said, "No, I'm not attacking him. What have I said about Kennedy that he himself hasn't said?" Now you bring in the fact that people change their mind. Change is the only constant thing. You see, but your change must be genuine.
This is not genuine.
Kennedy accomplished so-called change is not genuine. I can see he is trying very hard to keep a certain composure, but it's not real. It's fake. So when Professor says the MPP today is fake, Kennedy is one of the reasons why it's fake. Now, talking about industries, Jerry John Rawlings, Professor Mills, President Jekum Kufuor.
The accusation has been
President
that
Mahama
Jerry
today
rather collapsed a lot of the factories that Nkrumah built.
The people will have issues with all our leaders. But I'm stating that you don't need to come and say, "I have this, I have that, I have that. So give me the opportunity to do that." What of those who came and didn't have what you have?
As president, when you've done things in your personal capacity,
senior,
I can see
you are struggling and trying very hard. But Kennedy is not clean. Kennedy Japan is not clean.
But all of us have issues.
Yes, sitting before you, I have
myself. I have a lot of issues.
Yes, we all have issues.
Yes.
All right. So let me not stretch so much on Kennedy. Kennedy will come second.
DMB, talk to me about
DMB.
And then I'll go to
he's my, he's my man.
He's your favorite.
When it comes to that, Alaji will be smiling.
I thought today
he's with the campaign team. DMB, for me, DMB has that record. Whether it's good or bad, he has a record. Being running mate for 8 years and moving from one university to the other, using the dollar, and his wife saying his husband is an economic whiskey. And Ghanaians believe that. Nana Addo Dankwa said the reason he brought Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was not a card-bearing member of the MPP. As of the time that Nana Addo wanted him, they had to waive for him to qualify. And then that happened. They were given the mandate. As the head of the economic mismanagement team, we saw how they mismanaged the economy for the past 8 years. It was under them that we saw an inflation rate of 54.3%. When they were leaving, they left it at 23.4%. Today, in 1 year, inflation is 5.3%. Just 1 year. But they told us that he is an economist that could do what nobody in Ghana or even in the MPP could do. And then we used his words against him. The campaign was done based on his own words. The Bible even says, "By your own words you shall be judged." Ghanaians judged him by his words. For me, he has been a vice president for 2 terms as well. That record, nobody amongst the 5 has it, right? And he was the flag bearer.
Okay.
And the history, the tradition has been that when one comes first time, he does not succeed. Even Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia himself, during their campaign recently, said nobody has come that Ghanaians gave them the mandate at a first time. So they should give him the second. I agree with him. They must give him the second chance.
Okay.
They must give Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the second chance
Let me go to Alaji.
to come again. And I will end by saying that come 31st, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will emerge as the leader, the flag bearer.
Second round.
No second round.
Okay.
Flag bearer. And 2028, whoever the NDC will bring will beat Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will struggle with 30% 2028. In fact, it is fair to make Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the flag bearer of the MPP. They will be so unfair with him if they don't vote for him.
Alaji.
And I trust that he will win. All the prophecies are in his favor.
Alaji, in the next 10 minutes, please, let's hear you.
Let me say good morning to you and to your cherished listeners, and say good morning to evangelists.
Good morning, my brother.
For a big given moment, we cannot finish without doing propaganda. I mean, I don't know whether he casts verdict for people's destiny, but I can say for sure that one thing that I know that I can say is that the MPP delegates have decided that it is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Whether you fry it, you bake it, or you boil it, it is him. The fact of the matter is that he is the one whose message resonates well with the party. The party, you know, he was with us on Thursday at Asawasi, you know. The messages that he came with resonate so well with the party. The party have just so decided that he is our best bet. He is the most marketable, very asserted, emotional, stable, patience, and he knows, he has the technical know-how of leadership is with him. You see, you remember I've always told you that situational reports is always sought for from somebody who has been there before, not somebody who is now seeking to go. As a vice president, you know, there were instances where, in the absence of the president within the jurisdiction, you sit in his stead, you take decisions and all that. So some of these things puts Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia at a good position to continue with the mandate. I mean, you understand the fact that, yes, history is on the side of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. As I've always said, in 1992, we were represented by Professor Dubois. We changed him in 1996. That didn't give us victory. We changed him for former President Kufuor. But when President Kufuor was given another chance, 2000, he gave us the presidency. You see, as at the time we were being represented by former President Kufuor, NDC had then brought Professor Mills. They continued with him in 2004, 2008. He gave them victory. At the same time, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So you see, history will repeat itself. So we are of the view that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, look, the trap of 8-year cycle also had a role to play in our loss in 2024. You understand? So this is a vice president who is so versatile. Okay, today we have vice president in this country. You hear from her? Is she there? Is she working?
But you don't have to hear from her. You will see the results of her.
But Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was the most visible symbol of the office of the vice president. You understand? So some of these things puts him at a position that we have nobody among the five can do the magic for us apart from Dr. Mahmoud.
Not even Kennedy Agyapong.
Oh, no. Please, we are talking about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So, yes, he is moving. As I'm speaking with you, they are about to set off. So he has spoken so well.
So he's done with the Ashanti regime?
Oh, no, he's continuing.
Okay.
He will finish around 27th. You understand?
27th?
27th, yes. Yes. So
today's date is what?
Yes.
So he's spending like 10 days there?
12 days in Ashanti region. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Every constituency, 4 constituencies in a day. That's what he does. You see, so this is a vice president who, against all odds, he's moving from one constituency to another. Some of them couldn't go to all the constituencies. But you can see that this is a vice president who he has been to every constituency for not less than 7 times. You understand? So he is the most marketed. Yeah, you understand. So he is the one we are.
What do you say to those who say Ghanaians think that the presence of Bawumia reminds them of the problems that the economy had or we faced in the economy during the MPP's tenure, and that reintroducing him will let the minds of Ghanaians go back to that painful period.
Was it peculiar?
And so they may not want to vote
was
for
the
him.
issue we found ourselves in peculiar to only Ghana? Don't forget that from 2017, when we assumed office, nobody had any negative to say about MPP until COVID hit. You understand? Look, we came and inherited a system where our lives were not on. Nursing and teacher training allowances were cancelled. Okay? There was huge debt on health insurance. You see, our 88 districts had no hospitals. There were a lot of issues that we came to inherit. So we were trying to, as ambitious governors we were trying to make sure that we found solution to all of these problems one after the other. Then COVID struck, every country closed down. Every country. Look, seaports were not working. Airplanes were not flying. Cars were, even your own house, that you should remain in your room. So some of these things, no matter what will happen, it will have a dire effect.
You give these explanations
on you.
You give these explanations to Ghanaians, but they didn't buy into it.
That's how it is.
You think they'll buy into it?
The same people who rejected Professor Mills in 2000 voted for him in 2008. President Mahama today was a sitting president. The same people who rejected him in 2016 gave him the mandate in 2024.
Okay.
So if for any reason, yes, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was voted against, that doesn't mean that we, any right-thinking MPP personality will go and fall into this trap and tell you that, because he was not voted for, we shouldn't bring him again. Who among the five will go and give us victory once and for all? You can't do that. No, please. You see, let me tell you something. I hear some of them saying that, Ghanaians want this person. Ghanaians want me, so bring me. Then I ask that in 2023, we went into the same internal elections, the primaries. The very people who voted against them and voted Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and gave him that sort of colossal endorsement are the same people who are voting today. Are those people from Guatemala or from Sri Lanka? Are they not Ghanaians? Are they not party people?
Is it?
Then you come and tell us that
the system was tilted to favor you guys.
Me Ghanaians says, bring me, they will vote for me. Who are the Ghanaians? Are we not the same Ghanaians who voted for Bawumia in 2023? We are giving Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia an overwhelming endorsement this time around because he's our best bet.
70%?
Yes.
70%.
Anything. I don't care about the percentage. But what I can assure you is that you can bake it, you can fry it, you can steam it, you can do whatever you want to do. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will emerge. We will give you massive endorsement because we know that is our best bet. Because you cannot tell me the very people, the very delegates, all of us are delegates. The very delegates who went and voted for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in 2020, you have contested for internal primaries, you've not won. Mahmoud Bawumia won all of you. Then you come and tell us today that, Ghanaians want me. That's why I always ask that.
He's popular within the MPP, but unpopular among Ghanaians.
The very delegates who voted for Mahmoud Bawumia and are willing to vote for Mahmoud Bawumia today from Jamaica, or they are from Guinea-Bissau.
They are a marginal portion of Ghanaians.
Are they from Equatorial Guinea?
So whatever you do,
we are the delegates. We are all voting. We are voting for Dr. Mahmoud. Look, the party has decided. Look, some of these games, when it gets to this speed,
look very confident.
It's a done deal. Yes. Nobody will change Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. No. To change Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia at this crucial moment. No. Do you know that how dire the consequences will be on us as a party? So we will be represented by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, whether you like it or not.
Yes. 38 minutes after 9. That's Alhaji Ali Disidu. He said whether you like it or not.
The party has decided.
Is going to lead the MPP.
Look, the polling station executives have decided, the electoral area coordinators have decided, the council of elders, the patrons, and the constituency executives.
Former appointees,
all of us.
Yes.
Okay? We are voting for him.
Guys.
We will give Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia a massive endorsement. He's our best bet.
39
So
minutes.
for this issue of whether Ghanaians want me, reject Dr. Bambabia and bring me, we are not from Sri Lanka or Guinea-Bissau. We are all Ghanaians and we are voting for Dr. Mahmoud Bania.
Let me read some of the messages that some people have sent. It says that it is deeply worrying when individuals from the Kennedy camp deliberately seek to pollute the minds of delegates by spreading the narrative that people will not vote if the MPP presents Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as its flag bearer. However, through research, direct consultations and interviews have clearly shown that during the 2024 general elections, a significant number of Kennedy supporters, including some known polling station executives, did not turn out to vote for the MPP. This was a deliberate strategy aimed at influencing the outcome of the election, merely to make a point. This same destructive attitude is what we are witnessing again today. As a matter of fact, Kennedy himself openly incited MPP members on several social media platforms not to go out and vote. Are you sure about that? I didn't hear that. But okay, so the MPP is bigger than any single person or ambition. Loyalty to the party must always supersede personal interest. This one says, good morning. I'm thinking that Bawumia is like Akufo-Addo. If Ken wins too, MPP will disintegrate. Very soon, MPP will not be anymore. As in, they will not be in existence. Greetings to Eja. Thank you. Okay.
We said more than what they are saying against NDC, but today they are in government.
This one says, good morning. You introduced a candidate in 2024. You took all the credit for the good things that happened in the government and said all the negative things were not his fault. The Ghanaian people punished him miserably. You still insist it is the same person you will bring. Okay, we hear you. We the Ghanaians will decide his fate.
The same
we
people
are
who
waiting.
rejected Professor Mills voted for him in 2008. The very people who rejected
so why?
Let me Mahama gave him the mandate in 2024.
41 minutes after that, you can bring your message. I've seen some of your voice notes. In due course, I'll play it for you.
You see, some of these talks, you can engage us in any platform for any debate. It will never hold the test of day. Because, you see, the very people who rejected Professor Mills in 2000 were the very people who voted for him in 2008.
Okay.
The same Ghanaians who rejected Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2008 gave him an overwhelming endorsement in 2016. So you cannot win with such an argument. Like someone said,
let me give
you go and incite the party people against the candidate goes to lose, then you want us to believe that the candidate is a bad product, and for that matter, we should be. What has changed? 1 year ago, we went to every.
You let me give you your 7 minutes so that you deal with gold board and unemployment plus any other thing you want to deal with.
The government itself is artificial.
So they say you are fake.
NDC government is artificial.
They've
artificially
AI.
Yes,
is an AI
NDC is an AI.
Yes. The dollar rate.
You understand? AI. Everything that they are doing now
all the
is
AI generated.
NDC is service AI artificial. You understand? Because the fact of the matter is that, listen, you've used our money to go and pump into Bank of Ghana, only to have stability between dollar CD. Okay? Then what happened is that the importers will be happy. As you bring dollar, as dollar gets to where it is now, importers will go and import more. Okay? As they go to import, they provide employment to the country they go to import. Then they give us unemployment here. That's how it is. So sometimes you look at it on that scale. Okay? You look at it on that scale that, look, as you position it at a certain peak, you look at it in that it will not have that sort of dying effect on your economy. Because you see, that is why unemployment is high. It will continue to rise. Because the person who had to do production locally will now see that, oh, once the dollar is down, let me go and import. When he goes to import, the production line of the locally will go down as it balloons the production line of that particular country. So you import unemployment as dollar goes up because of the way and manner we look at our economy. You understand? So today, that's why I'm saying that the dollar is down. But why is it that commodities and prices of goods continue to go up over the rooftop? Do you know what it means? The very marketer, and for that matter, those at the market, at the shops, they have no confidence in the way and manner the CD dollar stability fluctuation is going. Because what happens is that you can go and import today. Once we import, the next minute, you don't know what will happen. The only thing that the government does, there is no monetary policy, is to pump our money into acquisition of dollar. So anytime, is it to say that we continuously will have those money to be pumping in there? It will get to a point that you will not get the money to pump in there. And so at any given moment, the dollar can rise again. So the importer has no confidence in the way and manner the CD dollar thing is going. So definitely, yes, he has gone to import, but because he has no confidence in the stability, he will make sure the price is left where it is. That is why we are not feeling it. Yes, the dollar is down. Inflation is down.
You're not feeling it.
Where is it? Where are we having it?
Don't you see reduction in prices of goods?
Which goods?
Goods
maybe you say petrol. Yes,
petrol. Is
petrol. In 2022, world market was selling crude at $120. Today it's less than $58. How much do you want it to be sold? You understand? So you cannot use petrol to make a case. You understand? But then commodities. You go today. I don't know whether I hope the
price of rice.
I hope you've been purchasing down. Electricity.
Yeah, prepaid, of course.
How much? How do you see it now? Is it not ballooning at any given moment? Sometimes somebody went the other day. Somebody at my office there, somebody went to buy 150. They were giving 43 cedis. Yes, 43 cedis. Where for electricity?
There should be a problem. Maybe he had.
No. Look, the same thing. People keep telling us all of these. Myself, my house, for instance, when they go to buy, it gets to a certain limit. You understand? So all of these things are artificial simply because, you see, because of the fact that you are using our money to shore up the dollar, you are not making payments, contractors are there, they are not being paid, statutory payments. Today, you remember when they came, these assemblies, their common funds were at a certain height. Today, they've reduced it. Then I was telling somebody over the weekend that, yes, I mean, when the honeymoon gets elapsed, then the competing interest set in. That is where you see things start to drop.
Okay, let me
you understand? So today, IMF have told them to start making payments. Okay. When payments start to be made, you see the way things will go. We have always prayed so well for the country to move forward. It's good for all of us. But the government should also do well to listen to the comments of others.
Okay. Evangelist, 7 minutes.
Senior, thank you. I would start from the IMF. They have asked that IMF insist on $214 million gold board loss, urges risk management reforms. The IMF themselves over the week have been contradicting themselves. I feel that in as much as we need to give them that attention, we shouldn't give them 100% attention. When they speak or say something, let's listen, let's look at it, let's go through it, but let's do things that will work for us as a people. Whether the IMF likes it or not, Gold Board has come to stay. Gold Board has come to stay. And through the Gold Board, for the past nearly 1 year, Ghana has made more than the IMF attempted or has been given us Nanado-led administration when Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was the vice president, went to IMF for $3 billion. They decided to give it to us in 3 years. 300. Today, we have a homegrown policy that is giving us over $12 billion in 1 year. We need to get to a point that we can only be members of the IMF, but will not need them. If we need them, it's just to supplement or support something because we are expanding. Not that we are in need or we are in a mess, as Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Nanado took this nation into. So I wouldn't want to go through, at least they've made some suggestion that that money should be borne, that cost should be borne by Gold Board. Gold Board has an policy that is guiding us. We will never be swayed. So I'm here.
You don't listen to IMF.
We will listen to them, but with a pinch of salt. That's what I can say. We are focused. Yes, we are focused. Gold Board is working.
What do you think is the interest of IMF?
IMF
to derail your development.
How many times have you heard IMF on policies of the United States of America? I know they do it, but how many times do we really hear it? But when it comes to African countries, they seem to have much interest in everything that we do.
We go to them usually.
They have suggested that next time that cost must be on our budget, that the Ghanaian will know that we have taken it with a pinch of salt. Let's leave it as such. Let me go to the unemployment situation. That's what affects all of us. The unemployment as it stands now. When the NDC were handing over power to Nanado and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we left them unemployment rate of 8.4%. Somewhere in 2020 thereabout, we saw that it has doubled to 15.7. I need to get what they left us in January 6th. But today, it's still a problem. So, from the Ghana statistics, says that we have been urged that despite inflation and all that easing, we need to ensure that we give the youth more employment. The youth, many of them are coming out of tertiary institutions. People are learning, acquiring a lot of knowledge. We need to match that rate of our graduates coming out
with have a solution for that.
Industries.
Economy.
With industries, that's where I'm driving at. Industries that work 24 hours. And we have started. We will surely get results. Ghanaians have given us...
Ghanaians are impatient.
They are very patient. Ghanaians are very patient. Which would you prefer? Exchanging dollar for 17.3 as Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's time, 2022, we had. Inflation rate of 54.3%. That's the legacy of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And then having an unemployment rate of over 15%. And then today, dollar being exchanged for 10.8 cedis. And then fuel prices coming down and all that. Cost of living at least stabilized. Even some prices of goods and services have come down. We are all witnesses. The MPP, they will not see anything.
Some experts believe, just like Alaji said, you are importing. On the other hand, you are importing unemployment.
You see,
you're not helping
Alaji and his MPP 1 year ago were in power. They knew all this. What really did they give us? What state did they leave the country? Even what they claim we have not done, or it's AI. Inflation rate 5.3 AI. Fuel price Goya 9.9 AI. Rice, those that were selling for 1,600, 800, now around 400 AI. Oil, a gallon of oil that under them was 1,200. Today, 400, 450 is still AI. I'm sure Alhaji, when he gets his fuel from AI fuel stations, I'm sure Alhaji, his pickup, he gets the fuel from AI. Even the pump is AI. So Alhaji is living in a world of AI.
For the fuel,
his phone that he's pressing is still AI.
It has dropped at the world market. So
now that analogy,
isn't that true?
The world is true. The world market has its effect on how much we buy here. Yeah. So to Alhaji, when they were in power, the world market at a point went to $120 per barrel, right? And at that time, they had taken the dollar to 17.3. Do the math. We bought a gallon of diesel for 103 cedis. Petrol, 88, 85 cedis. Under them, today, world market, it has come to $54 per barrel. They say that is the reason why you and I are buying it less than 10 cedis. And the dollar still has an effect at 10.8. Do the math. So once the world market has its effect,
so what it's a combined effect of
yes, what you do as a government also has effect. So that analogy, you had all this. We will not leave it. I'm left with some 2 minutes.
No,
Alhaji did more. I intentionally allowed him because they are going for their elections. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia must win at all costs. As he says, whether they fry it, boil it, cook it, roast it, toast it, they must. Professor from Bob Watin said your party
this last week.
Your party is
you guys you are fake.
MPP is fake, and I agree.
They have to sack him.
Senior. So
who will have to sack him?
Who will care when a fake party sacks a
when was the last time
a true member? Who cares? He said he will not go anywhere. Have you given the time to Alhaji?
No,
I thought I was rapping.
When was the last time you heard
Professor talking for me, we need to see it as a matter of urgency to ensure that industries grow. Today, with inflation and all that under control, people are now opening businesses, even the private sector, to absorb this. So we in the NDC, we see it as an urgent thing we need to tackle. We shall surely solve the unemployment rate. The youth must not despair. Kennedy Akompreko has no business becoming flag bearer of the MPP. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be the flag bearer of the MPP, who will make the work easy for us. Now they believe that everything we are seeing is AI.
Evangelist.
Long live Ghana.
Let's leave it here. That's Evangelist Richard Pratt.
Let me say good morning to there's a police officer I met. He says he was with you in Techiman also.
Techiman?
Yes. Were you not in Techiman or
at Sunyani?
Sunyani. He said he was with you there. And you even know him. He comes around. He met me and he took my license, inspected my license. He saw the name and said, this name, are you the one that goes on Orange? I smiled and I said, why? He said, Pra, it rings a bell. Orange. He listens to you. So
good morning to him. What's his name?
He has some nothing name. Is it? No, I don't want to gamble with it. But it's DOO something. So
good morning to
officer, he says he doesn't miss your show.
Nice.
He knows you are a friend. He has been following you. So when you move to the next, which I know will not happen anytime soon, he will still follow you. You are a big man. You have a police officer that follows you, gives you security and all that. You are a big man.
Wants to say something. The way Alhaji was seeing his face.
I
want to still go.
He said if you call him, he won't come.
They are all bitters. Sack them. Sack them.
They don't speak any negative about positive about MPP. They only speak negative.
Let's leave it here. God willing, we'll meet tomorrow.
One penny, for instance.
Now he's part of the economic advisory board.
You moved around saying that he's a founding member of the MPP. He's not a party member.
Who?
Kwampieni. When was the last time? When was the last time
you heard Kwampieni
talking positive about
Give Alhaji 30 minutes to do this.
All of these, they are all bitter individuals.
Let's leave it here, Alhaji. It will reflect in what we will do next. Alhaji Ali Duseidi, Evangelist Richard Pratt, Thank you very much for coming. That's our show. It's 10.